So you know what type of videos you want to make, and you have the equipment that you need to make it. Now you need to figure out what your setup is going to look like. Today, we're going to talk about how and where to set up your equipment. Now I'm going to assume because you're starting out, you don't have thousands of dollars to spend on a studio space to record a bunch of videos, and whatever space you have available might not necessarily be video ready. Now for a talking head style video, where you're just talking directly to the camera and addressing it as you would address another person, you can set that up in a way that your equipment is in that position, it will always be in that position for that type of video. For videos like this, it's really simple to just put the camera somewhere, set up lights, set up a microphone, and have all that stuff just live in that space when you have a dedicated space to it. Most likely, you're going to be out of your bedroom, out of an office space, where that stuff's going to need to come down and come back up as you see fit. Now all these things that you see here, from the guitar to the lights to the equipment on top of the shelf, those aren't usually there. That's something that I had to intentionally spend time on building out a background. It's much nicer for someone to see that there aren't any blank spaces on the walls, that everything is nice and well lit, that there's no laundry in one corner, which there absolutely was, and honestly, in different parts of my room, there still is. In fact, maybe I should show you. So this is the other side of the setup that you don't see, that I see from my end, where I have my microphones and my lights set up, but if you were to look down, you'd see a bunch of film equipment and garbage just everywhere. Bed covered in equipment, unlivable, everything that I've had to sort of throw out of the way to clean up the frame a bit more. My dresser, which is full of deodorant and hairbrushes and a transformer. Here's the sweatshirt chair where I throw all the sweatshirts that I am not currently wearing. That's not even my chair, it belongs to a friend of mine, he hasn't had a chance to pick it up yet. Basically, my room is chaos right now, and the reason for that is because I wanted to clean up my framing. That's how important it is. So now we've established that I really need to clean my room, and also that if you're operating out of your bedroom, like I am, it's good to clean the space that you're going to be filming in. There's not really much going on in this corner, I'm probably gonna have to put something there for future videos, but for now it's fine. Anything can be a production studio if you're creative enough. So now that you've cleaned up your frame, the next thing I want to talk about is lighting. Now I'm currently using what is called a 3-point lighting setup. So let me show you what my room looks like without a 3-point lighting setup. Very different, right? Not quite as good, looks a little low quality, but let's see what happens when we implement a 3-point lighting setup. First, we're going to turn on our key light. This is our key light. It's the brightest light that I have on me right now, just off of screen. I have an LED panel pointed towards my face, illuminating my face, and this is good. It's a very dramatic look. If we were filming a narrative piece, honestly, I might be good with this. I might not mind a bit more shadow. But because we're doing a talking head, we're doing something that's more similar to an interview, we want to introduce what's called a fill light. Your fill light is used to cover up the areas of shadow that are created by the key light. And honestly, this would be good as well. If we wanted to end it here, it's more quality than I started out with. But because of me, I'm gonna add a bit more production value to this by adding what are called backlights. Backlights are good for creating a bit of distinction between the foreground and the background. I am in the foreground, I am the subject, I'm the one talking to you, so I want to be the main focus. Whether you're in a small bedroom by yourself or sharing an office space with a bunch of people, anybody can create a good video setup if they just keep these tips in mind. Just because you might film the majority of your content with one setup in one room doesn't mean that you have to be confined to that. If you have a park near your house, go to the park, film some stuff, get some creative looking shots, really give yourself the opportunity to experiment with it and figure out and find out things that you like. Maybe you live in a cityscape, or maybe you live near a desert. Other people that don't live in that area might not necessarily be familiar with, areas that you might take for granted that people might actually want to see on camera. Implementing additional video clips from your environment is going to drastically increase the quality and the sense of personal connection to your videos that an audience member will have. That's gonna be it for me today, guys. I look forward to seeing you on the next video, and I hope these tips were useful to you. Take it easy.